Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're exploring Hindu mythology.
Oh, very exciting.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Specifically, today we're looking at the story of Lakshmi,
Okay.
the goddess of prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be using an excerpt from Vishnu Purana 4.mp3.
Right.
And this is a Hindi recitation of this ancient text. Now, I always find it fascinating how so many different cultures have a deity who's dedicated to abundance, like Lakshmi. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, if it's this universal human desire.
It really does. I mean, it's like we're all kind of hardwired
Yeah.
to seek out some kind of prosperity. And not just like material wealth, but,
Right.
prosperity in our relationships and our health, even spiritual fulfillment. And, Lakshmi kind of embodies all of those aspirations.
Absolutely. She's like the embodiment of it all.
Yeah.
So in this particular story, the Vishnu Purana kind of sets the stage with a pretty traumatic incident involving a sage named Durvasa.
Oh, yes, Durvasa.
Now, he wasn't exactly known for being a patient guy, was he?
He wasn't really known for his patience. Yeah, Durvasa was kind of infamous for his temper.
Yeah.
And his potent curses.
Oh, yeah.
You see, in Hindu mythology, the sages, they get this immense power from their asceticism.
I see.
And it gives them this like deep connection to the forces of the cosmos.
Right.
But it also, makes them kind of prone to some pretty strong emotional reactions. Kind of like a high voltage wire,
Yeah.
Incredibly powerful, but also potentially dangerous.
Right. If you don't know how to handle it.
Exactly.
So in this story, Durvasa, he has this encounter with a celestial nymph.
Okay.
And she offers him this garland of these divinely fragrant flowers.
Right.
Seems harmless enough, right?
Yeah, on the surface, sure.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, in Hindu mythology, every single gesture is loaded with symbolism.
Of course.
So this garland, it represents respect
Yeah.
and recognition of Durvasa's spiritual power.
It's like a sign of respect, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. So context is everything.
It really is.
So Durvasa, he accepts this garland, but then later he just kind of tosses it over to Indra, who is the king of the gods.
Right.
And I don't think that was a very good move.
It was a big mistake.
Yeah.
A major faux pas. Because you have to understand, the balance between the gods and the sages, it was crucial to maintain that cosmic order.
Yeah.
And Indra, maybe he was arrogant, maybe he was just ignorant.
Yeah.
But he just didn't seem to understand how important this gesture was from Durvasa.
Right.
So he puts this garland on the head of his elephant.
Oh, no.
Airavata, and throws it on the ground.
Oh, that's so disrespectful. I can only imagine Durvasa was not very pleased.
Oh, he was enraged.
Yeah.
He saw it as a complete and utter insult.
Of course.
A total disregard for his spiritual power.
Right.
Remember that high voltage wire I was talking about?
I do, yeah.
Well, he unleashed a curse so potent that it threw all three worlds, heaven, earth, and the underworld, into a state of decline.
Wow. That's a pretty extreme reaction.
It was.
For something that seems so minor.
Yeah.
What do you think it was justified?
Well, it's a question that people have been debating for centuries.
Yeah.
I mean, some might say that he overreacted.
Yeah.
But others say it was necessary to restore that cosmic balance.
I see.
In Hindu mythology, actions have very far-reaching consequences.
Yeah.
It's not just about personal feelings. It's about, keeping that web of dharma, that cosmic order that sustains everything.
It's like a ripple effect.
Exactly.
So basically, the devas, the gods, they find themselves very vulnerable now.
They do.
To the asuras, their demonic counterparts.
Right.
And I'm guessing this is where things are going to get a little messy.
Oh, yeah. It's a classic battle between, good and evil.
Yeah.
Order and chaos.
Right.
Durvasa's curse, it really disrupted everything.
Yeah.
And it's given the asuras this chance to grab some power.
Right.
So this is all setting the stage for one of the most epic tales in Hindu mythology.
Okay, I'm ready.
The churning of the ocean of milk.
Okay, wait. How does churning an ocean solve this whole cosmic crisis? This is where I need you to break it down for me.
Okay, so the devas, they're pretty desperate.
Yeah.
So they go to Brahma,
the
creator god, for guidance.
Yeah.
And he says, listen, you need to go talk to Vishnu, the preserver god.
Yeah.
He's known for being very wise,
Yeah, the strategist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Vishnu comes up with this, it's a pretty audacious plan.
Okay.
They're going to churn the Kshira Sagara, the ocean of milk, to obtain Amrita, the nectar of immortality.
Right.
So I know what you're thinking.
Okay, why is this nectar of immortality just like chilling in the ocean? And also, how do you churn an ocean?
Right. It's not as easy as it sounds. The churning of the ocean of milk is very symbolic.
So
you have to think of it as this cosmic metaphor.
Okay.
For creation itself.
I see.
It requires a lot of effort, a lot of collaboration.
Right.
A bit of danger.
Yeah.
It's not just about getting this immortality. It's about the struggle.
Right.
To create something really precious and lasting.
Okay, I'm starting to get the bigger picture, but I still need the logistics.
Okay.
How do you churn an ocean?
All right, just picture this. Mount Mandara.
Okay.
This massive mountain. They uproot it.
Wow.
And they use it as the churning rod.
Okay.
Then they wrap Vasuki, the king of the serpents, around the mountain like a rope.
Wow.
And on either side, you have the devas and the asuras.
Okay.
Pulling with everything they've got.
That is a huge effort.
Right. And keep in mind, the asuras and the devas.
They're enemies.
They're enemies.
Right.
So Vishnu had to convince them to work together.
How did he do that?
He promised them they'd get some of the Amrita. But this whole unlikely alliance, it really emphasizes how important it is to be unified, even when you're rivals.
Right.
Especially when you're facing like this existential threat.
Right. It's like the fate of the universe.
Exactly.
So we have this epic tug of war, gods and demons churning this cosmic ocean.
It's pretty intense.
What happens next?
Oh, it's a long process.
Okay.
And as they're churning this ocean, it starts spewing out all sorts of incredible treasures.
Oh.
But also some dangers.
Oh, okay.
And that, my friend, is a story for next time. Welcome back to our deep dive into the story of Lakshmi. When we left off, the devas and asuras were giving it. They're all churning the ocean of milk to get to the Amrita, the nectar of immortality. And things are getting pretty intense.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, this whole cosmic churn, it's not just like a brute force thing, is it? There's got to be some deeper meaning here, right?
Oh, absolutely. Think of it like a metaphor for the process of creation, Yeah. It's about harnessing these opposing forces.
Right, like good and evil.
Yeah, like the devas and asuras, and then using that combined energy to create something new.
Wow.
Something extraordinary.
Yeah.
And it reminds us that sometimes, like, creation comes from chaos.
Yeah.
It comes from this churning of all these different elements.
Right. And speaking of extraordinary, you were telling us about all these amazing treasures that emerge from the ocean.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as this ocean churns, you wouldn't believe the gifts that start coming out.
Okay, like what?
Well, first up,
you
have Kamada Hinu, the wish-fulfilling cow.
Whoa, like a magical cow.
Yeah, a symbol of abundance and nourishment.
Wow. So like a cow that can grant your every desire.
Pretty much.
Okay, I'd sign up for that.
Right.
Okay, what else? What else comes out of this cosmic blender?
Next you have Varuni, the goddess of wine.
Okay, hold on. So is this all just a big party now?
Well, not quite.
Right.
I mean, in a lot of different cultures.
Yeah.
Wine represents joy, celebration, even like the loosening of inhibitions.
Right.
So it's more about connecting with this sense of divine ecstasy.
Okay, I can see that.
And then after that comes the Kalpavriksha.
Okay.
Which is the wish-fulfilling tree.
Whoa, another wish-fulfilling one.
I know, right?
Okay, so what does that symbolize?
Well, it represents potential, you know, growth, abundance, and the fulfillment of our deepest desires.
It's interesting how all of these treasures represent different aspects of prosperity and well-being.
Exactly.
It's like a whole package deal.
Pretty much. And just to add a little bit of enchantment to the scene.
Oh, here we go.
You have the Apsaras emerging from the ocean.
Okay, remind me who the Apsaras are.
They're those celestial nymphs known for their beauty and grace.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're like the celestial dancers.
Oh, I can see it now. It's this really grand, spectacular event. But you did say there were some dangers too, right? Oh, yeah. It can't all be wish-fulfilling cows and dancing nymphs.
Right.
There's always got to be a little bit of a shadow side.
Yeah.
So as they keep churning, it unleashes this hala hala.
Hala.
It's this deadly poison.
Oh, wow.
And it's so potent that it basically threatens to wipe out everything.
They destroy the universe.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's a pretty stark reminder
that
even when you're chasing after something as great as immortality, there are still risks.
Right.
And there are unforeseen consequences.
That's a dark turn of events. So what happens? Do they all just succumb to this poison?
Luckily, Shiva steps in.
Oh, Shiva.
In his role as destroyer.
Right.
And it's important to remember that destruction isn't always bad.
Okay.
Sometimes you need destruction to clear the way for something new.
I see, like making space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Shiva, he consumes the Halahala,
Wow.
saving the universe
Whoa.
from being completely annihilated.
He's always stepping up to handle the tough stuff.
Yeah.
I know, right? But there is a consequence.
Oh.
The poison turns his throat blue.
Oh.
So he's marked forever
wow.
as the one who took on this ultimate burden
Right.
for the sake of the cosmos.
It's like a badge of honor.
Yeah, kind of.
So this whole sequence, the
Mm.
churning, the treasures, the poison, it's
Yep.
all very symbolic, isn't it?
Very.
It's like, it's reflecting these cycles of creation and destruction.
Exactly. And it reminds us that creation and destruction, they're not really opposites.
Okay.
They're two sides of the same coin.
I see.
They're part of this
Yeah.
cosmic dance.
I like that.
This interplay of energy that keeps everything in balance.
Right. And each of these deities plays a role in that dance.
Exactly.
So the churning keeps going.
Yes.
The universe is safe, thanks to Shiva.
Mm.
Do they finally get their hands on the Amrita?
We do.
Okay.
Finally, Dhanvantari, the physician of the gods,
Okay.
he comes out of the ocean
Okay.
holding this pot
Yeah.
with the nectar.
The Amrita.
Yeah. But just as the divas are getting ready to celebrate,
Yeah.
something pretty amazing happens.
Oh, okay. I'm on the edge of my seat. What happens?
Lakshmi herself
Lakshmi.
rises from the ocean.
I know.
She just appears.
She appears radiant,
Wow.
breathtakingly beautiful.
That's pretty dramatic.
It is. It's like the essence of prosperity has taken form.
Right.
Her birth from the ocean
Yeah.
really shows her connection to that primordial source of creation.
Right, to the beginning of everything.
Exactly.
It's like a cosmic birth.
It is. It's a moment of awe, even for the gods.
So after all that effort,
Yeah.
all that struggle,
Mm-hmm.
the ultimate treasure is Lakshmi herself.
But
Oh, there's a but.
there's a twist.
Yeah.
The Asuras, they're so focused on immortality, they get a little desperate.
Oh, okay.
They grab the Amrita from Dhanvantari.
Oh, no. After all that work,
Yeah.
what happens? Does Vishnu, unleash his fury? Not exactly. Vishnu is a thinker.
Yeah.
Brute force isn't always the answer.
Right.
So in this case,
Yeah.
he has a plan.
Okay.
And it's pretty ingenious.
Okay.
It involves a little deception, some illusion,
Okay.
and a healthy dose of charm.
Okay. I got it here.
So Vishnu transforms himself.
Transforms himself into what?
Into Mohini.
Mohini.
This enchantress, her beauty is like nothing the Asuras have ever seen.
Okay.
And this is where things get really interesting. All right, welcome back. Last time on our Lakshmi deep dive.
Oh my gosh, it's been a wild ride. We had a sage's curse,
Yeah,
gods and demons teaming up, which is kind of crazy.
it was pretty wild.
Shiva, saving the day.
Always gotta be Shiva, right?
And then right when we thought it was all over,
Yeah,
the Asuras, they just snatched that Amrita.
snatched it right up.
Yeah. But you were telling us that Vishnu had this, clever plan
Oh yeah, he had something up his sleeve.
involving a transformation and this Maya, this power of illusion.
They're pretty incredible.
So what happened?
Well, as I was saying, Vishnu transforms into Mohini.
Right. Mohini.
This enchantress, her beauty is beyond anything the Asuras have ever seen.
Yeah, it's like next level beauty.
Oh, it's like otherworldly.
Okay.
And remember, Maya, it's not just about making illusions.
Right.
It's about shifting perception,
Okay.
blurring the lines between what's real and what's not.
I see. It's very powerful stuff.
Oh, incredibly powerful.
So Vishnu's disguised as this, captivating Mohini.
Exactly.
And he goes to the Asuras who just stole the Amrita.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's the play here? What does he do?
Well, Mohini, she's charming, she's cunning.
Right.
And she says, listen, let's be fair. Let's split this Amrita
Okay.
between the Divas and the Asuras. But of course, it's all a trick.
Oh, of course. And I bet the Asuras, they're so blinded by this desire for immortality.
Oh, yeah. And let's be real, they're probably a little smitten with Mohini.
Who wouldn't be?
Exactly. They fall for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So Mohini, she uses her charm,
Yeah.
her smarts,
Yeah.
and she manages to separate the Devas and Asuras,
Okay.
making sure that only the gods get that Amrita.
That is brilliant.
I know, right? Vishnu, as Mohini,
Yeah.
uses the Asuras' own weakness against them.
It's like their greed, their lust for power.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
some cosmic chess game.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it shows us that real power
Yeah.
It doesn't always come from brute force.
Right.
Sometimes it's about intelligence. It's about strategy.
Right. Knowing your opponent.
Exactly. Vishnu, or I guess Mohini, shows that sometimes you have to be a little sneaky.
Yeah.
You got to outsmart your opponent.
Wow. So thanks to Mohini's trickery, the Devas, they drink the Amrita, become immortal.
They do.
Finally defeat the Asuras, and order is restored in the cosmos.
Cosmic balance is back.
It's like, it's a victory of good over evil.
Yeah.
But achieved in this very unexpected way.
Right. It kind of reminds us that the road to victory, it's not always going to be straight.
Right.
Sometimes you got to think outside the box, you know?
Yeah.
Got to adapt.
Yeah.
And, hey, sometimes a little deception.
Yeah.
It's necessary.
Right. I mean, we're talking about gods and demons here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cosmic level stuff. Different rules apply.
It does kind of make you think, though.
Yeah.
About, you know, is it okay to deceive?
Right.
Even for good cause?
It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's complicated.
I think it really asks us to think about Dharma, you know?
Right. And it's not just about following rules.
It's not black and white.
Yeah.
It's about understanding each situation.
Right. The nuances.
Yeah, and doing what's ultimately good for everyone.
Doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So we've reached the end of this epic story. The Devas have won. Lakshmi has chosen Vishnu.
They're a power couple.
Yeah. Cosmic balance is restored. But what about us, the listeners, right? Like, what can we take away from this ancient story and apply it to our modern lives?
That's a great question. I think this story, like all myths, it has some really timeless wisdom.
Okay.
It reminds us that prosperity, it's not just about, you know, money and stuff.
Okay.
It's about building those inner qualities that draw abundance to us.
Like generosity and wisdom and compassion.
Exactly. Those are the things that Lakshmi represents.
Right. She's more than just wealth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's love, joy, spiritual fulfillment. And the story tells us that if we nurture these qualities, then prosperity will come into our lives.
It's like we attract it.
Exactly.
And it also reminds us that life, it's this constant cycle of creation and destruction.
Yeah.
Like the churning of the ocean. We all go through our own periods of upheaval.
Transformation.
Transformation.
Yeah. It can be chaotic.
Oh, for sure.
So the next time we face a challenge, maybe we should think of it as our own churning of the ocean.
I love that.
The opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bit messy.
And who knows what treasures we'll find. Exactly. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this deep dive into Hindu mythology. I hope you learned something new today.
I did.
And until next time, keep exploring those fascinating worlds of stories and myths.
And keep churning.
And keep churning.